Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ian Miller. Tonight, we welcome back a very good friend of mine, writer and creator Sean Wood. Sean, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate making time for me.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited about his latest Kickstarter, which is I've got about 48 hours left. It is The Fog Within. I love the title, first of all.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. The fog within it actually originally was going to be the fog. Of course, there's something else called the fog,
Yeah,
and I thought I had to change it up. And the last word within actually took a long time to make sense, and it makes complete sense now. Now it's part of the tagline.
yeah,
The fog comes from within in different ways, metaphorically and powers and actuality too. So yeah, it
absolutely.
works really well.
Yeah. Uh, Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So the fog within it starts out with a catastrophic event in the present with our main character Hunter in the town of Brooks. He just got married to Madison, and all of a sudden this thing hits. They don't know what it is. After all the turmoil, a couple days go by. He gets into an argument with Madison, decides to go on a run, and ends up running through some fog, and on the other side of the fog ends up 26 years in the future and has no idea how he got there. And that's how the pages start, the portal, and he's in the future. These rebels are there in place. They know he's coming because there's this prophecy, and they snatch him up before these swarm soldiers, as we call it. It's like our Foot Clan type character.
Yeah.
While they're looking for him, they snatch him up first, and they get him away. And this also intros into all these elite rebels that I have: Alpha, Epsilon, Zeta. These really cool characters. And yeah, and so now they're in this futuristic area of Brooks, and the catastrophic event caused an infection. So the government didn't know what to do with this infection. They couldn't do anything with it and stop it. So they wall in the whole town. There's now this regime in place called Schism. Damon is the leader of this evil regime, and we learn more about them in the first issue. There's a lot of world building going on, a lot of Mad Max looking stuff from this event. There's
Yeah.
like this desert area as well as this town, and in the second issue, you learn that this fog came from within him, within Hunter, and he's learning how to control that ability and what that means. Some rebels go on a journey trying to save some townsfolk, get trapped, and then the third issue goes into Hunter feels like he needs to take on this regime on his own. He feels like something happens at the base with the rebels that he can't come back from. That he's messed up this new found family that he has, and he goes off on his own. And so issue three ends with he's trying to take on these swarm soldiers. And issue four starts out on the Kickstarter. It shows the first 5 pages of basically it's not going so well on his own. That he should have waited for the rebels. He should have tried to figure out a plan instead of just going gung ho. And all of the rebels are culminating to this place for different reasons. Some to help Hunter. Some don't know if Hunter is on the bad guy's side, and some are actually trying to save other rebels that are already there that are captured. And this one big battle goes on. So it's a 24-page issue for issue four. 20 out of the 24 pages is story-driven action, all one big scene with different action scenes going on in the background, and then the other one goes to the foreground and goes back and forth. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of mystery involved. Why this fog is here, and I answer some questions, but I also ask some more questions by the end. And I'm hoping the last few pages is a lot of jaw dropping moments that hopefully will blow people's minds that I've been trying to talk about for 2.5 years now, and now I can finally have people see it. What I've been cooking up this whole time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot definitely involved, especially towards these last pages because the stakes are high,
Yeah.
obviously,
Oh yeah.
and you don't know if Hunter's really going to get out of the situation or not. And obviously, it begs the question: is he going to get back home? That's another thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely one of the questions. I don't want to give away too much on that one, but yeah, that's definitely a question that's been looming over the whole thing because you've seen different points where he can control time with this fog, but he hasn't been able to go backwards. I'll say that much at least. But yeah, there's some control. There's some time controlling elements to the story, and it's a lot of fun.
It also really heightens the drama because, again, stuck into this timeline and dealing with all of these situations and just the chaos of this future. But yeah, he's also trying to, save the family he's already met in this timeline.
Yep. Yeah. So like with the family aspect, there's a couple pages where I have one of them that's actually on the Kickstarter page where it's showing he gets knocked around by these monsters. I call them the pets, and he's kind of like thinking of moments that he's failed somebody or failed himself. So he's thinking of those past times he's failed people around him, and now between issue 1 and 3, he feels like he's failed this newfound family as well. So it's kind of like a downer on himself, and he can only build himself back, and hopefully with the help of these other rebels, with a lot of action fun too, of course. So
Of course.
yeah.
Now, you mentioned Mad Max earlier. I'm guessing this was one of your influences for the story.
Yeah, honestly, it was by accident. I mean, I wanted to first when this is my first comic in general. So now I've done other
Yeah.
things since, but this is the
Yeah.
first thing I wrote. Which, by the way, a time traveling 12-issue miniseries is not the the easiest thing to start out on. I don't know what I was thinking. Everyone always says do an anthology or do like a one shot or something like that. And I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have time elements and different things going back and forth and mystery and just make it really complicated for myself. But
Yeah.
but I wouldn't change it for the world now.
Oh, of course not.
But yeah, it's crazy though.
Yeah, I can imagine. Again, um, but I like the concept. It's just I always like these type of stories.
Yeah, with the Mad Max thing. So I wanted to broaden the worlds, and of course, there's devastation when there's a catastrophic event. There's these. It looks like it's bombs going off in this area and destroys a bunch of things. So, what would it look like after like a nuclear looking type event in some
Yeah.
areas? And it's on the outskirts of this town. So basically, this town is what's left of it, anyways. Was like right on the border of where it was completely destroyed. So in this like overgrown or not overgrown, but the desert area side of things, there's a lot of cool things you can do with like a big playground, basically. So
Yeah.
that's one reason why I wanted to add it. That's where the rebel base is. The rebel base is in a mountain. Damon and his guys can't find it. It's because Zeta, which is my tech guy, over time has had this built inside of a mountain, and that's like the big doors. Like in the first issue, it clicks like a button, and like the whole like mountain moves. They go in and everything. So there's that. There's these cool kind of futuristic slash old vehicles that they have that's very Mad Max style, and it's just a lot of fun to be in that world. So they also go to the town, which is all messed up and destroyed. Of course, everybody's
Yeah.
like in rags. There's nobody that's got any money. They're all being oppressed in this town. So yeah, a lot of Mad Max slash I guess at times kind of like a older like Blade Runner feel, not as futuristic, but kind of like
Yeah.
the city setting, I guess. Kind of a mix of the two a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. This I would imagine the grittiness of
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. You and I were thinking the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, this is obviously 4 issues, and this is the end of the arc, or is this just the end of
Mhm.
the series?
Yeah, so this is the end of the arc. So this will definitely answer a lot of questions. And it's It's a big final battle between Damon and Hunter. We've alluded to a lot of things with Damon and Hunter, their past that are kind of tied together, and they haven't really fought yet. So this is the big battle between them two. You've also seen Damon kind of like lurking in the background. You've seen like what he can do with his ability. He has one as well. You don't know why yet, but he has some kind of fog ability as well. And this one, they actually are fighting each other, and it gets a little crazy. We just did one of the last pages, and I'm blown away by. I'm always blown away by David's art, but these couple last pages are pretty insane. So seeing them finally battle after, like I said, 2.5 years is awesome.
Well, yeah, it also gets that image that you have out of your head, where you have the two characters duking it out,
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep.
Because as a writer, obviously, I understand that because you're like, okay, I'm imagining it like this, and then we come to an artist, and they draw it out. You're like, okay, that's even better what I imagined. Or sometimes they drew exactly what you described.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, the collaboration is definitely the best part of everything because you just talk
Yeah,
back and forth. You don't just hand the script over and then they do exactly what you say. We talk it out. We see what makes more sense or how can we elevate the page and everything. And it's I wouldn't change
yeah,
it for the world.
absolutely. On that note, why don't we show them the Kickstarter?
Cool, sounds good to me.
All right. Okay. Okay. You've already gone past, obviously, your goal, you know, which is really impressive.
Thank you.
85 backers. Has that doubled since the last time we spoke?
What 85 backers?
Yeah.
Um, no, it's been about eight. I think it's last week we were at like 75 or so. So we definitely been chugging along the past couple of days, which is nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and we finally hit the minimum funding this morning, which is always a good feeling. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
47 hours to go, so that's nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So obviously, we talked about the story a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so for one, I want to put on there what else I've done. So I got all
Yeah.
4 issues of this, and also Recon the Little One earlier this year, which was a great success. I was happy with how that turned out,
Yeah.
and yeah, just wanted to show like what I've done so far, and we've got now 96 pages of this series, The Fog Within, 1 through 4. They're 24 pages each, so the full arc is 96 pages, which I think is a good chunk.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, so that's my connecting cover. So I wanted something different for the arc finale. I'm always trying to push things. So cover A and cover B, the left side is the heroes, and the right side is the villains in this desert setting, and it's a whole lot of fun. Actually, the thing behind me, that big poster, is that connected cover that I had to blow up.
Oh.
So that's the first thing I've really printed and put in my room, and it looks
Wow.
awesome too.
It does
So
look awesome, man.
you know. So I don't have it on the Kickstarter as a big poster, but I do have.
Okay.
If you do like, for instance, cover A and cover B, then you'll
Yeah.
get like the mini poster. So the
Wow.
regular posters don't really fit in the Gemini mailers, and it gets really complicated to try to send those. So I have at least the mini poster that'll fit with everything. It looks really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the heroes and the villains, and those
Wow.
big monsters. Those are what I call the pets. They actually grow. They have some kind of fog within them as well for some reason, and they literally blow up bigger. And he has to end up fighting them. Doesn't realize that they get bigger until he's in front of them. And he's like, "Oh crap! Now I can't go back. Now I gotta take them on." They're the ones that are throwing him around and making him reminisce of his past, knocking him senseless, basically.
Oof. Yeah, these are some pretty heavy hitters. Oh man.
You know, I was thinking of like Pit slash Hulk and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I haven't gone too much into their past, but in future issues, we'll explain how and why they are. But I'll say this: that they're at least brothers, and they're part of the infection. So,
Ooh, this is a nice one as well.
yep. So that's Gerald's. Gerald's a friend, Immortal Coil, and A Thousand Cuts, and more things to come as well. He's actually live
Yeah.
too with his art book. So I was able to finally get with him and do a cover for this. He's a backer, and I just had to have him do a cover. So that's just a lot of fun. That's Damon. He has this fog as well. He more uses constructs, so kind of like Green Lantern or Yellow Lantern type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So he got Alpha and Zeta in a cube. I'm not saying necessarily that's part of the book, but it was a lot of fun as a variant cover at least. So,
I
and
can
he's like
imagine.
oversized and just like massive. So it's just cool.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, this is another nice cover.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's Bruno Lima. He actually does the colors as well. So he does the pencils, the inks, the colors. I actually had that one done back before I even finished issue 3. He was available at the time, and I just said, "Well, this is what we're gonna do in the future. So I'll definitely use you." And yeah, that's one of my favorite covers I've had done so far. Honestly,
I can say
it,
why. I
yeah,
mean, wow.
it's pretty. Yeah, he does that every time with all of his covers. It's insane how good he is.
Yeah.
Um, but this is a scene that actually will be happening in this issue. I don't want to really go into it because it's the one of the big aha moments of explaining what's going on and why the regime is in place and where their establishment is and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's part of the big fight, though. Hunter versus Damon. You see Damon's construct. That one
Yeah.
decided to use a ball and chain, and Hunter's just like beating the crap out of him. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
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 Whoa.
So I have issues 1 through 5 or pages 1 through 5 on the Kickstarter to give a little bit of continuing story, so everybody can see how it'll flow. But yeah, this is the first page. So Hunter's already there, and thinks he's about to fight Damon, and then you talked about the pets, and then they grow. And he's like, "Oh crap," basically. And he hits him and it does nothing, and then he's knocked senseless.
Oh.
And I love this page too. It's so different. I don't see that a lot. The kind of memory behind him as he's being, hit and everything. I thought it was a cool design of the page. I didn't know how it would turn out until we finally actually did it, and it turned out great.
Yeah, it certainly did. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So you see a little bit of his ability. So it's kind of like a time stopping, so it looks to them like he's teleporting away, but it's actually he's stopping time and then moving when they're still standing still. But yeah, so that's that page, and shows the swarm
Wow.
soldiers. It's kind of like I said, the Foot Clan / Sentinels in
Yeah.
this world. They're a little bit robotic, um, and yeah, Damon's doing a lot of talking, not a lot of fighting yet, telling people what to do, and yeah, he starts to fight soon.
Incredible.
This one is showing Zeta. So Zeta, he's one of the rebels that doesn't know that Hunter's there. He's trying to save the people that they got taken from him, from other rebels. So he's the tech guy. So as you can see, he's invincible, and it's kind of glitching up on him, and he's trying to make it work because the monsters actually hurt him in the past issues, and left him for dead, basically. So he's on his way to try to help out. And he, like I said, he doesn't know what the Hunter's there. He finds out though, and so everybody's coming to this one place for different reasons. But he's a lot of
Wow.
fun. His tech is actually different drones, and they're called ADDI, Artificial Detachable Intelligence. Sort of after my daughter, actually. Her name's Adeline, so Addie. But it's like a spunky kind of back and forth between him and his robots, his drones, and kind of like an R2D2 feel. Like he does what he wants, and tries to stop people with oil and fire, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same idea.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So he realizes that Hunter's there, and this culminates both little little stories that were going on back and forth between these two pages. And it glitches again, and he's found. And that's how I was gonna stop the Kickstarter, just to end on a cliff note, but or a cliffhanger. But the next page, David decided to do like the process video, so I showed that one too. Showed the end result, and then the process video on the Kickstarter too, just because those are always fun.
Yeah.
Wow. So Addie is doing the whole R2D2 thing, electrocuting Vasily, and Zeta can keep on moving on, trying to save his friends. So it came out pretty cool. And the next thing is the actual video of him doing the process. I don't know if you want to show that, but these people can go see that if they want.
Let me sure it play that.
Yeah, I think it's about a minute, I think.
Okay. Wow. Holy crap.
I don't think it's actually showing on the video though.
No. Sorry about that.
It showed like the blur, but yeah, there you go. It can show that.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, folks. You'll definitely want to click on, because it's certainly giving me, I think, ideas or two about the new page layouts for my comics. So thank you for that.
Nice. But yeah, I was telling you before, he basically does the pencils in a couple hours and says, "This is okay," and then does the inks all in one day. So he's doing one of the pages right now, and gave me the pencils about 3:00. And I'll probably, by the time we're done with the podcast, I'll probably have a page on my phone saying, "Hey, how's the inks look?" It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, so this is obviously what you get. Obviously, with issue 4, you get the 1 through 3.
Yep. So I wanted to do the previously on, explain a little bit. I don't go too much into detail. It's more the same pages that were on the Kickstarters before, just so I don't give anything away, really. But yeah, I introduced the Swarm. Each of these couple pages is showing Epsilon, Zeta, and Alpha, some of the elites, and what they do from the first issue. And then the next issue, he's learning about his ability. So it shows a little bit of that, just to show how the art's consistent. And you got that whole like Mad Max car in the desert, which is awesome. I call that the demon. It's kind of funny actually with that car. So my son is sort of in it. My daughter's sort of in it. And my wife was like, "I'm not in it." I was like, "Well, I haven't said anybody's the car. You want to be the demon?" And she's like, "I don't know about that name." I was like, "Well, I mean, you can be considered the demon if you want." So yeah. It's a funny joke though between us. I don't think it's really her though.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's our double page from issue 2. That's Brody. He's like the weapons expert. He gives all the guns and builds all the guns for all the weapons for all the elite rebels. So he's not normally out on patrol or helping with missions or anything, but Epsilon brings him along to get out of the base basically, and he shows how good he's at everything. It's just a lot of fun.
It is.
So issue 3's pages, the first one shows a little bit of where the prophecy came from. The second one is actually a side or a flipped over double page spread. So the one of the scene inside of Hunter, he's kind of floating around as the fog, like from within himself, and is kind of explaining where they came from, where the fog or why they're there. So he's finding a little bit about that. And then the next one is when he goes off on his own and he's fighting the swarm at the base before he gets to the monsters, before he realizes he's in and over his head. It shows his armor fully forms, and he's kicking their butts, and that's another double page, which was really cool. It turned out really well.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been cool to see because since I've been working with David and my colorist Josh this entire time, it's been all us over and over again. You can see how everybody's gotten better at the craft too. So like my writing's gotten better, the art's gotten better, the colors have gotten better, and it's just been cool to see the progression too.
Well, that's obviously the nature of things, because you want to do the best work that you possibly can on the next issue. Just to obviously show progress has been made in the storytelling and the artwork and the coloring. Yeah, that's comics 101, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And until you do it, till you make the issues, you can't get any better. You can't just keep it in your head. You got to actually get it out and continue to do the process. The more you do it, the better you get. Hopefully. That's the hope place.
Well, it's always bigger and better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we get to the rewards.
Yeah. So I just picked out a couple of the rewards just to give an idea on the actual story side of the page. But yeah, you got the digital for $5. You got the digital deluxe, which has some of the pencils, the inks, kind of explaining where we came up with the page and my influences on it and everything. Will be on the digital deluxe. And you got, like I said, the connected covers, the A and B together. You get the mini print as well. I think that's for $22. The physical, like cover A is $12 plus shipping, and then the B is also $12, and then the C and D, I think I both made them $15 a piece. Didn't want to go too crazy with that because I want more people to buy it because that, especially C and D, those covers, really all the covers are crazy this time. They turn out really well. So. Yeah. The drawing. So I've done the drawings since issue 2. It's issue 2, 3, and Recon that I just had this year. We've done drawings on all of these, and they've been a lot of fun. This shows a previous drawing page of how it could be and how it's added, because this issue, it's actually the rebels aren't just like in the background. It's actually they're in the fight. They've got the weapons. And there's a whole page of just craziness with the drawing characters and some speaking parts, maybe. Right now, I've got 3 spots left. So I have one guy that did it right now. And then, 3 possible more people to do the drawing. And you get all that stuff. I wanted to make it worth everybody's while that does it. You get a little print, 5x7 print of your page. So you can, put it on the counter if you want to show off to people other than the comic itself. And then you get the shirt, you get the card, you get all the covers in print, and you also get the digital deluxe. So trying to make it worth everybody's while.
Yeah. Now you're showing off.
Well, I mean, that's all like over the time that I've done all these issues, I've added like one thing. So now I have a bunch. The Lego I had on issue 3, I still have 4 or 5 of those lying around the house, which are really cool. That's my Swarm Soldier. Yeah. And they're custom made by a really cool company. Does a really good job. Got a sticker for all 4 issues. I got a trading card for all 4 issues. And then a couple bookmarks, standee, couple shirts. I didn't do a new shirt this time just because the last one that I did was so cool. I'm fine with just having these 2 options. That's plenty. But yeah. But all of it's fun, and I got plenty of all of it for cons and everything too.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And
obviously, this is the stretch goals.
Yeah. So every 25 backers, you get a PDF of someone's book. I've got the list down below, and actually I need to unlock the 75 now. But yeah, so we're down to that, and then if we do get to 3,000, then I'll add 4 pages of digital back matter of different characters specific to like
Yeah.
4 different rebels, basically. Let's kind of
Yeah.
give an example there, and and so on. So yeah, stretch goals are always a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. 99% complete with issue 4. Fantastic.
Yep. Yep. So I said in the rewards that it'll be September. So definitely, I got plenty of time in July to do little finishing touches of it, and then go to print pretty much as soon as we get the funds, which is like 3 weeks after the Kickstarter's over, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, and so far each Kickstarter that I've done, which now this is the 5th one, which is crazy to think. I've done exactly what I said I would do with all of the rewards. So, yeah, trying to keep that momentum going.
As you should.
Yeah, keep that trust. I mean, trust is everything in Kickstarters.
Yeah. Obviously, this is your team.
Yep. So that's David and Josh. So we've been together since the beginning. And I also put a little blurb of the variant cover artist as well. But Letter Squids, he doesn't have a picture, but he's my my letterer, formatter, and everything. And he's been with us since the beginning. He does all my books, and he does an amazing job. His letters really elevate the whole thing. A lot of times, if you see a lettering stand out, that's a bad thing, and it takes you out of the story. But his lettering is such a good job that it elevates it with the sound effects and the just everything else that he adds to it. The bubbles for like the swarm soldiers is a robotic looking thing, and that's just yeah, really cool. Very professional looking.
Okay, so obviously these are the dates, obviously, for the campaign, the funds received.
Yep.
The print.
Yep, just trying to be as open as I can about everything, explain why and when everything should be happening, and also you always want to put a buffer. It's always something that goes wrong. A printer takes a little bit longer, whatever.
You got a plan for these things.
Oh yeah, yeah, and definitely send them all in Gemini mailers. I get stuff even before I was doing Kickstarters. I'll get Gemini mailers from eBay comics and whatnot. You got to have that, otherwise it'll get completely destroyed. So you got to protect it.
Absolutely.
And I put all the covers from the past just because they're also add-ons. There's one tier that is actually you can get any cover that I've done so far of either this book or a Recon book. And so I wanted to show those so you don't have to go to the other Kickstarter pages to see all the different options too. So when I get to the survey, I can say, which one do you want? And just look back on this page and you can tell me 2A, 3B, whatever.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know the risks and the challenges.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm really impressed with this. I'm pretty sure the audience is impressed with this.
Thank you.
I know your fans are impressed with this because you got 85 backers.
Yeah. I'm happy to say that, my first Kickstarter, I think we hit 80 backers. I've been escalating since. I've been, going higher and higher, and it's always nice. At some point you'll be about the same, which is completely fine, but clearly people like it and they're coming back, and that's an amazing feeling. It's always great to hear feedback from fans or people that just read it digitally or physically and just want to ask more questions, and I'm happy to talk about it all the time.
Absolutely. And this is definitely a project to get excited about, folks. And the link has been scrolling this whole time, since we've been showing this. It's also in the description, the episode. So 47 hours, sorry, my mistake, 47 hours. 47 hours to go, and I wouldn't miss out on any of this. I would definitely get issues 1 through 4, just to get the whole set, because it really is a set. You got to collect them all. But if you guys had, purchased 1 through 3 already, some of you backers, some of you guys that have been hanging in there since this started, get issue 4.
Yep. Oh yeah. And I've got, of course, digital for all 4 issues. I think it's $19. And then physical, I think I made covers A for all of them as $40. Trying to make it as less expensive as possible. And
Yeah,
other covers, I think I made a little bit more, so you can pick up whatever cover you want of any of the variants and stuff. But yeah, just trying to make it as cheap as possible because I want more people to see it and hopefully love it as much as I do.
yeah, I think they will.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So after this, what's next for you? You going straight into the next story arc, or you have another story in mind?
Yeah, so after this Kickstarter, I'm going to have the plan right now is to have actually a new series start in October.
Mm,
It's actually part of Hospice. So Hospice was the first season was 7 different creators. It was in this hospice world in different horror settings of such, and so I'm actually in season 2. So we have like a Demon Hunter book coming out, which is like Devil May Cry slash Hellboy kind of Blade kind of feel to it, and it's a lot
yeah.
of fun. And I've got an artist on that one. He's a lot like Sean Gordon Murphy, and it's
Oh,
wild to see his pages. It's wild to see all of my artist pages, and it's crazy to think I have 3 series now. But but in the season 2 of Hospice, it'll be a 1 issue with all the other creators involved, like the other books on a trade, and then I'm going to go into 2 more issues of that same one. It'll be like the pages from Hospice kind of thing, and so I'll be doing that, and then the idea is to do Recon. I have a second one shot that I'm doing in that Recon universe that's
yeah,
set. I think 12 years later after the first one shot, and we're gonna be doing that early in the year. Might be January, might be February, something like that. And then we'll be going to the trade for the Fog Within 1 through 4 sometime next year, maybe in the summer. And then
yeah.
I'll just continue on this cycle with these 3 series until everything's made. So the Fog Within is going to be 12 issues. So the next arc would be issue 5, or the beginning of the arc, and that's already written, ready to go for my team. So we'll just keep on plugging along. As long as I keep on getting funded, I can keep on funding the next thing and continue on with my books. And I'm actually doing my first real con this weekend. So I finished this on Friday night. Saturday morning, I'll be at Tidewater Comic Con, which is in Virginia Beach, Virginia, where I'm at, and it's like the big con in our area. Like Mark Wade and people like that are going to be there, which is pretty cool. Alan Tudyk as a star is there, which is actually pretty big for our area. Like we don't normally
Yeah.
get stars. But this Comic Con I've been going to for 11 years. It's been around for 11 years, and I've been
Yeah.
going as a fan, and now I have a table for the first time, and that's just wild to me. So cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. And hopefully this is the first of many. I've got another one coming up, con wise, a couple hours away from me next month, and then next year I would love to do Heroes Con in Baltimore. Those are my
Yeah,
my dream ones. They just the tables cost so much. I know
I know.
they're worth it, or they can be worth it, but it's also that gamble. I gotta have more books to make it worth more my while, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
Uh, yeah, Sean, I'm very excited for you, especially with the new projects that are coming up. They sound very exciting, and I hope to talk to you about that. Obviously, when I
yeah,
get closer to coming a Kickstarter and all that. But yeah, congratulations on this getting fully funded.
thank you.
And yeah, 47 hours left to go, folks. I would not waste one more second. I would back this today and get some of these goodies. I mean, look at these. Yeah. Yeah, make it a set, collect them all,
Yeah.
especially with the shirts and all that. And yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah. It's crazy to see out in the world too. I've got a couple people, of course they send pictures when they got their stuff or wearing their stuff and everything. It's just, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Sean, I can't thank you enough for coming on and talking to us about it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me again. It's always nice talking.
Of course, of course. Just some short updates, folks. As many of you probably noticed on the social media accounts, I have started a Patreon page, which I will actually have more details in the coming days. A lot more posts. And we're going to be thinking about a couple of things, particularly movie reactions, that I'm going to do on there, as well as continue to do these. But yeah, I'll fill you guys in, obviously, when the time comes. So I got some big ideas.
Nice.
Yeah. And as always, folks, if you like this program, please like and subscribe, and please share, with anyone that are fans of comics. Well, I think that's going to be it for us tonight. I'm Ian Miller, and this has been Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Have a good night.